It has been a wild week in American politics, with one presidential candidate surviving an assassination attempt. Meanwhile, the current president is facing calls within his own party to step aside. CNN's Brian Abel joins us from the White House with the unprecedented turn of events. Brian.
Melissa, the attention does now turn to the Democrats and that big question: will Joe Biden remain in the race following Donald Trump's first major speech since his assassination attempt?
A dizzying week in U.S. politics, shaking up the 2024 race for the White House. What began with an assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump became a rallying cry for the Republican Party as members united behind their leader. The culmination of the Republican National Convention, and at times subdued, other times fiery speech from Trump himself as he formally accepted the GOP nomination for president for the third time.
The discord and division in our society must be healed. We must heal it quickly. The Democrat Party should immediately stop weaponizing the justice system and labeling their political opponent as an enemy of democracy.
The Republican unity, a stark contrast to the division among Democrats.
A big part of his legacy should be him stepping aside and allowing for that new leadership.
President Joe Biden, sidelined, diagnosed with COVID while campaigning in Nevada, is now self-isolating in Delaware and insisting he is staying in the race.
Absolutely, the president's in this race. You've heard him say that time and time again.
Biden releasing a statement today vowing to be back on the campaign trail next week. But privately, sources claim Biden is beginning to take concerns of many in his party into greater consideration, following conversations with party leaders who are worried he cannot win in November and puts vulnerable Democrats up and down the ballot at risk.
And time to pick a new nominee before the Democratic convention. That time may be running out. The DNC Rules Committee meeting today, moving forward with plans to hold a virtual roll call vote to formally nominate Joe Biden by as early as August 1st. Melissa?
And Brian, as President Biden fights for his political career, he also unveiled some new policy proposals as well this week. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, he did. In an appeal to progressives, the Biden campaign releasing plans to push for critical changes to the Supreme Court and the White House, forgiving $1.2 billion in student loan debt for about 35,000 borrowers. But an appeals court decision blocked a key repayment plan that was launched just last year by the White House, by this administration. And the payments will be paused for the 8 million people that are currently using it.
And finally, what's next for Donald Trump and his campaign?
Yes, this newly formed Trump-Vance ticket. They are hitting the road, the campaign trail this weekend. They will be heading to my hometown, actually, of Grand Rapids, Michigan, on Saturday, which will mark both 7 days and the first rally since Donald Trump's assassination attempt.
Okay, thank you. That's CNN's Brian Abel reporting from the White House.